You believe you chose to spend it, you didn't. The friction that once made you hesitate was quietly engineered away, one tap at a time, so you never even noticed. That offer to upgrade for 50 cents. It feels like a win, but your brain is already making a prediction you won't actually keep. That's the trap. Watch the before and after. One moment you're excited about the value, the next, you're pouring money down the drain on something you never really wanted. Look at the giant cup. You pay for the full volume, but you only drink half. The rest is just air you bought with your own hard-earned cash. DellaVigna and Malmendier proved it. We overpredict our own consumption, we buy the big bundle, then we use only 70%. That's the leak. Right now, as you stand at the counter, the cashier asks, "Want to make it a large for just 50 cents. That is the moment the trap opens. Your brain draws a long arrow for predicted use and a short one for actual. The gap between them is exactly where your money disappears every single month. Think of the upgrade as a subscription to overpay. You sign up each time thinking it's a one-off, but the waste repeats. That's the hidden monthly fee. The promise of value is bright and shiny. The reality is a half-empty cup and a trash can full of your good intentions. That's the bait and switch. 50 cents a day doesn't sound like much, but multiply it by 365 days. And you've lost $182 to nothing you actually used. Here's the receipt. You paid for every single upgrade. Now look at the calendar and count the days you actually use the extra volume. See the gap. Your brain says want, but your wallet says need. The gap between them is the space where the house quietly inserts its profit margin every single time. The giant price tag screams value, but lift the corner and you'll see the hidden fee. That 50 cents is not a deal, it's a carefully placed anchor. Your emotional brain screams upgrade, while the cold math whispers, you'll never use it. The battle is rigged because the house wrote the rules. How many more of these upgrades have you bought? Each one costs you a little, and together they create a mountain of waste. Now the real question begins. There is a name for this pattern. It's called flat rate bias, and it's been studied for decades. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Flat rate bias is simple. Predicted use always exceeds actual use. That's the formula. Every upgrade you buy is proof of this universal human miscalculation. Unlimited data, unlimited minutes, unlimited everything. You pay for the cap, but you only use a quarter of it. The rest is wasted money on the house. The gym study showed people overpay by 30% on average. They buy the annual pass but only show up a handful of times. That's your pattern too. What they show you is value and savings. What you actually get is waste and regret. The contrast is not your fault. It's designed that way on purpose. That free trial. It's not really free. The fine print hides a recurring charge that renews every month, and you forget to cancel. That's the house's favorite trick. You predict you'll use the subscription a lot. The pie chart shows you barely touch it. The big slice of waste is not a mistake. It's a feature. 80% of people overpay for bundles they don't fully use. That's the statistic. If you're in that group, you're not alone. You're the norm. One click to buy and you're locked in. The upgrade option is the bait and the waste is the hook. The house makes it effortless to lose. The per unit price looks cheap, but the per unit waste is what really counts. You pay for volume you never consume. That's the illusion you need to break. The combo meal upgrade is a classic trap. You pay a little more for a lot more food, but you end up tossing half of it. That's the waste you own. Look at that calendar. Every month, a small charge adds up. The piggy bank cracks under the weight of subscriptions you never really needed in the first place. Flat rate bias is not a mystery. It's math. Predicted use always overshoots actual use. The house knows this and builds every upgrade offer around it. Unlimited data sounds great, but your actual use is a fraction of the cap. The difference is pure profit for the house and pure waste for you. Now you know the leak. You see the gap between prediction and reality. The question is, what do you do with this new awareness? The answer is coming. Let's do the math. 50 cents a day becomes $15 a month. That's $182 a year. That's your annual leak. That upgrade you bought, it costs you more than you think. Stack all those purchases together, and you've paid for a vacation you never actually took. Food, subscriptions, data, the waste is everywhere across every category. You're losing over 20% on average. That's the hidden tax of modern life. Your brain predicts 100%, but reality gives you 70. The gap is not a failure of willpower, it's a feature of how you're wired. The gym membership is the classic example. You pay for 30 days, you use 3. That's 90% waste, and the house collects the difference. That $50 monthly fee divided by 3 visits equals $16.67 per visit. You wouldn't pay that for a single workout, but you do. The treadmill takes your coins and gives you 0 movement. That's the upgrade economy in a nutshell. You pay to stay exactly where you are. Look at these bills. 3 subscriptions, each a small amount, but they add up to almost $40 a month. That's nearly $500 a year. Free shipping is never free. You add extra items to hit the threshold, and you end up spending far more than the shipping cost ever would have been. The upgrade decision feels like a choice, but the outcome is predictable. Excitement turns to waste, and the house smiles while you carry the loss. Add it all up. Food, subscriptions, data, shipping, gym, the total waste is $365 per year. That's a day's work gone. Bulk buying seems smart, but you end up wasting more than you use. The larger package is a trap that fills your pantry and empties your wallet. Premium streaming plans promise 4K and multiple screens, but you only watch on one device. The extras are useless, yet you pay for them every month. That free delivery stamp hides a subscription fee. You think you're saving, but you're actually signing up for a recurring charge you'll forget to cancel. Across every category, the waste is consistent. You lose more than 20% on average. This is not a bug, it's the business model. You try to cancel, but a retention offer pops up. You take the discount and stay, not realizing you're still paying for something you don't really need. Small packages give you 90% use. Large packages drop to 40%. The bigger you buy, the more you waste. It's a simple but costly rule. Cable bundles are packed with channels you never watch. You pay for hundreds but only watch a handful. That's the house's profit engine. The upgrade says save 50 cents, but you lose more in waste. The small size gives you better value. Yet the bigger one always catches your eye. Who built this system? The house designed every step. It's not your fault you lose. It's engineered that way. But knowing that is the first step out. Meet the house. It's not a person. It's the system behind every upgrade offer, every bundle, every fine print that quietly takes your money. The house engineers the cycle. Offer, feeling, overprediction, and finally profit. You get the waste, they get the gain. That's the formula. The anchor price is a trick. They inflate the regular price to make the upgrade look cheap. You're not getting a deal, you're getting played. The house offers you a deal and you feel like you're winning, but the reality is waste and the house is smiling. Who really wins here? The gap between predicted and actual use is the house's profit margin. 30% of every upgrade dollar goes straight to their bottom line. The fine print is where the house hides its fees. You sign without reading and the recurring charges pile up. That's the legal trap. The slot machine is the perfect metaphor. You pull the lever hoping for value, but the reel always lands on waste. The house always wins. Look at the data. House revenue and consumer waste move in perfect lockstep. As their profits rise, so does your loss. That's no coincidence. The same trap appears everywhere. Food, subscriptions, data, one pattern, 3 leaks. The house repeats the formula because it works every time. 2 faces, 1 house. Whether it's a coffee shop or a streaming service, the trap is identical. They adapt, but the mechanism stays the same. The auto-renew is the silent killer. You subscribe once, forget, and the charges continue forever. The house relies on your inattention to grow its profits. The shelf shows 2 sizes, small and large. The price difference is small, but the waste on the large is huge. The house bets on your choice. The receipt tells the story. Predicted $10, actual $7, profit $3. Your loss is their gain, printed in black and white. Cheaper unit cost often leads to more waste. You buy in bulk, but you end up throwing away a huge portion. The house knows this game well. The minibar trick, small water is $4, large is $6. It's only $2 more, but you barely drink the extra. That's the house's logic. The house's profit formula is simple. Upgrade offer leads to overprediction, which creates waste, and that waste becomes their margin. That's the equation. The upgrade treadmill keeps you running in place. You feed it coins, but you never get anywhere. The only way to win is to step off. The hotel upgrade looks like a view, but it's just extra cost. You pay $20, then toss the key. That's the cycle repeating. The matching curves show the truth. House revenue and consumer waste rise together. Their profit is your loss, dollar for dollar, every time. You can erase the waste. Now you know the pattern. You see the traps, and when you see them, you have the power to stop them. It's not about willpower, it's about design. The house built the system to work against you. You're not weak, you're targeted. Blaming yourself is the easy answer, but the real culprit is the house's design. They built the maze, and they know you'll get lost. Look in the mirror. It's not you who is broken, it's the system. The house designed the game so you would lose no matter how hard you try. Willpower alone can't beat design. You try to say no, but the offer is perfectly crafted to make you say, yes, that's not your failure. Willpower loses to design every time. The house has studied human behavior for decades, and they've built every upgrade to exploit your natural biases. 70% try to resist, but 85% still upgrade. That's how powerful design is. Your willpower is no match for a well-built trap. The maze is designed to confuse you. Every path leads to an upgrade offer, but there's a hidden exit asking yourself one simple question. Budgeting alone won't save you. It's a band-aid on a systemic wound. The real answer is understanding how the house engineered your spending habits. Budgeting fails because it fights the design without changing it. The house's structure always wins until you learn to see its patterns. Design beats discipline. You can be the most disciplined person in the world, but if the system is rigged, you'll still lose. Awareness changes the game. The dice are loaded. Every upgrade offer is a gamble you can't win. The house sets the odds, and they are always in its favor. Buy one, get one. It's never that simple. The catch is hidden in the fine print, and the house counts on you missing it. Always read the details. Budgeting alone has only a 20% success rate. Upgrades still happen 85% of the time. Design overpowers willpower. It's math. The real fix is not more willpower. It's seeing the pattern, upgrade offer, overpredict, waste, recognize that, and you stop the leak. The key is awareness. Once you see how the house operates, you unlock the door to control. That's the shift that saves your money. You see the pattern now. Upgrade offer, overprediction, waste. It's all there, and you can spot it in an instant. That's the first step. The old brain predicted more than actual, the new brain sees them as equal. That shift from overconfidence to clarity is where you start saving. The balance flips. The house's traps lose their weight when you see them. Your awareness tips the scales in your favor, and the power shifts. You stand at a crossroads. One path leads to the upgrade trap. The other asks, will I actually use it? Choose wisely. That's the difference. Before, you fell for it every time after. You pause and ask this simple question. The flip is small, but it changes everything. Flip the switch of awareness. When you see the trap clearly, it loses its power. You're no longer a target, you're an observer. One question changes everything. Will I actually use this? That's the decision shift that turns a losing game into a winning habit. The simple question is your shield. Every time you face an upgrade, just ask yourself if you'll use it. That pause is your escape. The new rule is this. Before any upgrade, ask, will I use it? If the answer is no, you keep your money. It's that simple. You keep your money because you know the pattern. The upgrade offers no longer tempt you because you see them for what they really are. Step 1, ask the question. Before you buy, pause and ask, will I actually use this? That's all it takes to break the cycle. Step 2, pause before you say yes. Take a moment to think. That brief hesitation is enough to stop the automatic waste. Every time. 3 steps, ask, pause, decide. That's the plug for the leak. Follow this simple path, and you'll keep more of your money. Now you apply it, you walk into the store, see the upgrade, and run the checklist. The trap is right there, but you know exactly how to avoid it. You win not because you're stronger, but because you see the game. One question changes everything. Now you have the power, use it wisely.